everybody. Welcome to Sportsbet TV with me, Paul Alster, as I look forward to what's going to be a marvellous day's racing around the world on Saturday, the 2nd of November. If you're joining the channel for the very first time here on YouTube, just press the subscribe button below the screen, the red button. It's free to join, and you'll get all my free selections here at Sportsbet, where I'm always looking for horses at very decent each way prices. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't, but overall we've shown a profit over every season and every calendar year since we started during the dark days of COVID back in July 2020. Last week we had the one selection. He got stuck in the mud, unfortunately. Rhythm Master didn't run as well as I'd hoped, but I have two selections for you for Saturday, one at Ascot and one at Wetherby. If you're interested in 5 more selections that I have over at the subscription service out in front, then you can consider joining us and doing so via the link in the description box just below this screen. It's £25 a month. You get all the weekend recommendations. You get the big festival meetings. You get some midweek recommendations when horses of interest pop up. And there are 5 recommendations for Saturday. And they include 3 in Britain, as well as 2 for the Breeders' Cup, to give you something to get your teeth into on Saturday night. There also will be recommendations there for Sunday as well, where there's some interesting racing. But I'm going to take you on to the first of my 2 choices for Saturday, and I take you to Ascot, where there's a really good jumps card. And the 205 race is the Burn Group Handicap Chase. It is good ground and 10 run. A hot 2-mile handicap chase this, and you can't rule any of them out, even the 33-1 outsider of the field, Ballistic for Peter Niven, who I thought ran really well on his reappearance at Kelso. I suppose you could argue he's a better horse going the other way round, but we shall see. We shall see how Ballistic goes, but he's not one that I would be recommending, although I think he won't be a million miles away. Now, Frere Dame, trained by Dan Skelton, was 5th in this race last year, but he's had a couple of runs already this season, so he may do a little bit better this time. While Saint Seagal for Jane Williams was 3rd in last year's renewal, and he shaped as though he'd come on for his recent reappearance 4th at Chepstow. So 2 horses that could go well. Now, one horse I think a lot of people will be weighing in on is Master Chewy, who's trained by John Joe O'Neill and his son AJ. He could go off favourite. He had a tremendously progressive time of things last season. He won the Grade 2 Wayward Lad Novice Chase at Kempton's Christmas meeting, and he finished a fine 2nd at the end of last season in the Grade 1 Novice Chase at the Aintree Festival. In between that, he ran possibly the race of his life when he was keeping on in 2nd, only to fall 2 out in the Grade 1 Arkle Chase at the Cheltenham Festival, won by the very smart Gaelic Warrior. So if Master Chewy is fit for this first run of the season, then he is the one to fear despite the top weight of 12 stone and a career high mark of 154. Question is, are they going to have him absolutely primed for this race when there's so many big races he could be going for in the next few months? That's the question you have to be asking yourselves. Well, as I said, they have sort of some sort of chance for most of the runners here, but the one that I think could well be the value is a horse called Uncle Phil, who's trained by Willie Mullins, the champion trainer in both Britain and Ireland. And Paul Townend comes over. It is Paul Townend's only ride of the day. He's coming all the way from Ireland for the one ride. Now, Willie Mullins, as you know, has an amazing record in Britain. He beat all the British trainers last season to win the championship. He's also got a marvellous record over fences at Ascot, a 33% strike rate. So that means that essentially his runners should be 2-1 because 1 in 3 of them is winning. Now, when he gets it right, this horse of his, Uncle Phil, is really useful. He can often put up a really impressive display of jumping. I say when he gets it right, 2 times out of 3 he does. There might not have been too many opportunities, to be fair, for him in Ireland of late. But nonetheless, sending him over to Ascot is a notable move from Willie Mullins for a horse who won in Grade 3 company at Fairyhouse last season. The ground will be perfect for him. I think he's going to go off in front or very close to the lead. He was priced up earlier on Friday at 16-1, but that's gone. He's now available at 12-1 each way, and I think he'll run a really big race. Uncle Phil, 12-1, Willie Mullins' only runner at Ascot, with Paul Townend coming over for the one ride. And my other suggestion for you is at Wetherby, their final race, it'll be getting dark by then. The 408 is a 3 mile handicap chase. It's good to soft in places at my local track. There are 9 runners. It's the final race, as I said. I think it could be worth waiting for. I'm slightly surprised that they've made Mickey Hammond's Jerryville the early 5-2 favourite. He's got 12 stone and he's making his first run of the season. He was third in the race 2 years ago. That was on his first run of the campaign, and he pulled up first time out last season. So there is a case to be argued that even though he did do well overall last season and he likes the track, he might be one to oppose first time out after 6 months. His main market rival is John Joe O'Neill's Itso Fury, who I fear more. Now, he won't lack for fitness because he went close when he was second at Ludlow over 2.5 miles last month, and he is well handicapped on the pick of his old form. But he's only once before tried as far as this 3 miles, and he faded at the last, having travelled well. Now, if you've been to Wetherby, you'll know this for yourself, but it's quite a stiff track, despite the fact that they realigned the bottom bend when they widened the A1 a few years ago. But it's still a stiff track, and it's an uphill finish all the way from the home turn. I'd be concerned that It's a Fury might not get home. Having won a couple of times already this summer, Peter Bowen's Roll With It ran poorly in a decent event at Chepstow recently, when he was quite well fancied, but it later transpired that he'd lost a shoe, and on that roller coaster track, that is far from ideal. He may do better this time, while the likes of Taste the Fear and Goldlink are both open to improvement, having both had a recent pipe opener. But my choice is a horse called Top of the Cotswolds, trained by the Cotswolds based trainer Nigel Twiston Davis. And the rider is the £7 claimer Toby McCain Mitchell, who I think this horse could go really well for this young rider who was so impressive last weekend when he rode his first ever winner at Cheltenham on the newest one, also for Twiston Davis. That £7 claim could be a real asset on a horse who's actually won 7 times in his career. Now, the selection is a stone better off, £14 better off, before the claim of £7 more for McCain Mitchell. That's with Roll With It, behind whom he finished fourth on his seasonal reappearance and his first start for 11 months, which I think was sorely needed. He's got every chance of turning things around at these revised weights. A winner at Ludlow in the past over nearly 3.25 miles. He stayed on again, having been outpaced on the home turn when he was third in a fair event over 3 miles there last time out. I think this track is going to suit him, a galloping track, and at 7-1 each way, with this promising young rider who's got a real hunger for winners. I think 7-1 each way with Bet365 at the time of this recording for a stable in very good form at the moment means that Top of the Cotswolds is good each way value. So 2 nice prices for you there, 7-1 and 12-1. There's plenty more big prices available at Out in Front, which, as I say, you can consider joining by clicking on the link in the description box below this screen. Otherwise, you can join just for the one day membership for £5. Just get the suggestions that I have for the one day of your choice. But that's about it here at Sportsbet for now. I wish you the best of luck, whatever you're backing in Britain and Ireland tomorrow. And of course, I'm sure many of you will be playing over at the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar on Saturday night. I wish the British and Irish runners the very best of luck. It would be amazing if City of Troy could win on the dirt there. That would be one of the great achievements in modern racing. We shall see. I'll leave it at that. Bye-bye for now.